What's up, guys? Back making an update on the H build. Got a couple of things done that we didn't film. Went ahead and got the rest of the fuel lines plumbed. Got the return, ran 45'd off of this down to the factory, and just got 245s that run a little zigzag line up in there, and then the main feed that 45s into the regulator there. Got to chop this hose a little bit here so that it fits. And I might do something with this one just to de-lengthen it or make it a little less noticeable, but for now it's on. I do gotta add the hose clamps to them, but we did get the K to B throttle body adapter in today. Got the gaskets here, got the adapter here. It's Skunk 2, pretty nice piece, anodized black, and they even sent a little plastic block off, which is pretty cool because the PRL just sent like a nipple vacuum that I didn't need, but whatever, is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and get this installed, and we'll show you guys the H with a fresh throttle body and adapter. Alright guys, so it's a few days later in the vlog. I had some clearance issues with the adapter and throttle body. Obviously the RBC isn't really supposed to be this close to the T-bracket. So before, I didn't really film much of this, but before I couldn't even fit the throttle body on there because obviously you can see where the T-bracket is notched out for the TPS. The TPS would get caught up there. So I went ahead and notched that out. It shouldn't really affect much of anything in the support system. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of support in the T-bracket there, especially on the other side. And now it fits, so we're gonna go ahead. I have to snug this little plastic fitting up real quick. Do that right now. Just gotta snug this guy up a little bit, and then throw this throttle body on. And I won't be able to start it today, but tomorrow I should be able to at least try and turn it over. I gotta get a battery, and I just have to put the magnetic drain plug in the bottom. And before I try to crank it, I gotta take this feed line back off and just pump out whatever's nasty in the lines, because I don't know when the last time this car had gas in it. Obviously we saw what was in the tank, so I at least want to flush some fresh gas through the lines until it looks a little clear coming through the feed. Like I said, I still do gotta cut the hoses, and I do gotta get an alternator belt, but it's just a couple of small things. We should be able to start the car within the next day or so. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this throttle body on, and we'll make a small clip after that, so stick with me. So she's bolted up. She looks great. As you can see, got enough room for the TPS clearance wise. Go ahead and plug these sensors in now. Let's see, this one. All these joints are all reversed right now on me. This is TPS. So that one's gonna go. Actually, you'll bring it down another, make more slack, and it'll probably look better. Take it down there, reach around, right here. I'm gonna plug the TPS in right there. Boom. And then we're gonna plug the map in over here. Boom. So we got both those sensors plugged in, TPS and map, throttle body installed. I'm gonna have to figure something out with the, oh, it's dropping everything. I have to figure something out with the throttle cable, get a little bracket or something, and then have it wrap around. Have to figure something out. But finally got the throttle body on. Looks great. Motor's pretty much done. Like I said, just got to change the oil pan bolt to a magnetic one, and add some fluids, get a battery, and crank her up. So definitely in the next day, she'll be getting cranked up. So today's Thursday, so tomorrow after work, definitely gonna get a battery for her and make it happen. I go now, but it's already 5 o'clock, and local interstate is closed, so just wait till tomorrow. Button up a couple small things. I might cut these hoses, get those fully clamped on and assembled. I do want to get, like I said, a 3-layer metal gasket. For now, I'm probably gonna leave these sketchy wires that come off of this harness. For now, I'm gonna see if it works. Probably won't, but like I said, I'm just gonna pin these 2 in here, and that takes 2 seconds, and everything should be good to go from there. Once we get the battery, we can start troubleshooting some wiring or electric problems. So yeah, we got the throttle body in. That's a relief. Just a little customness, and yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow with an update. What's up, everybody? So it's a few days later in the clip. Got some shitty weather right now. Sorry for the metal sound or the rain on the metal. Just jacking the car up right now. Gonna get ready to put this new drain bolt in, and also gonna install these Yonaka Motorsports axles, H swap axles. The hubs are different for the Preludes. Hubs are different, like the axle won't work, a regular B series won't work, so had to order some swap axles. Got a good deal on those. And I also grabbed a mid shaft because if you guys saw in a few videos back, I had ordered the wrong one. So we're gonna button those 2 things up underneath the car. That should be the last time. We gotta raise the car up until we put the exhaust on at least. But we're gonna get these axles installed, get this oil drain bolt swapped out for the magnetic one, fill it up with some oil. I think I gotta run to the parts store for a few things, and then we should be able to crank her. So stay tuned, and today will definitely be the day we finally get to crank this beast up. Alright guys, so quick update. Putting some brake-in oil in the car. Got the wires ran. Went ahead and finished running the VTEC sub harness. Got that pinned into the ECU plugs. Header is mounted for good. Got the metal gasket like I wanted to. Ran a tranny ground right here, and a valve cover ground back here. And missing a vacuum line from the brake booster. That's gonna go down to that little fitting down there. I gotta get a vacuum cap for that fitting there, and then I gotta figure out somehow how to run this vacuum line to the regulator. In the process of putting the axles in, this ball joint was fucking being a bitch and would not come out, so got the hub out, got the other old ball joint out, but this half of it is stuck in there because we cut it out, and I'm kind of stumped right there on that, so delayed on putting the car back down off the jack stands for a second. I got my boy Trav over here helping me out. We went and got an alternator belt, but it's a touch too long, so got this smaller one over here for a reference that we gotta probably add an inch to. Like I said, I'm going putting some fluid in here. I got the relay and all the fuel lines connected to the top hat back there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this topped off and see. We're not gonna fire her right now. We're just gonna get it cranked and just get some rotations in the motor. But just wanted to make a quick update for you guys, show you guys what we got working on. Went ahead and got a new battery ground, body ground for the battery. So this side's all done, axle in, and she's ready to go. So just a couple small things, but we're gonna get this filled up with oil and get some cranks in her and see what happens. Alright guys, so it's a little later in the day. It's still Saturday, still shitty outside. Took a couple hours break to warm up and eat some food. Pretty much got everything bolted up and done on the car. Like I said, just running into this control arm issue with the ball joint being stuck in there, so I'm not able to put the car back on the ground right now. And Like I said, I don't have an alternator belt or a slave cylinder and the clutch line, and I am missing a few vacuum lines right now that I'm gonna try and block off. But I was having a fuel pump issue. I wasn't getting power to the fuel pump, and I really don't know what happened. I am kind of missing a few, or I was missing a couple fuses under here. But I took this, I was reading a couple things on the forums, and they were saying stuff about 24 and 31. And here's fuse 24. Is right there next to that 10, the yellow 10. That's just a sunroof fuse I put in there. But like I said, I even put that in there before. I tried this other trick. Someone said to jump in the relay 1 to 7, and if that works, the fuel pump, then it could mean a couple other things, but it did work. And then you got to try 5 to 7, but 5 to 7 didn't work. I don't know. So I just plugged the relay back in, and now if you guys can hear, the fuel pump works out of nowhere. But I only put $5 in the car, and it's not priming it, probably because there's not enough fuel in the tank, being the brand new and stuff. So I put a little styrofoam fluid in there, and it kind of wanted to fire over. The tune that's on there is from when we were B16 turbo with that motor, and I don't even know if it'd run it, but it wanted to fire over. So I'm gonna try and lower the car down and see if that works, and we'll do a quick update once we're in the car cranking it over, see if we get some fuel pressure. Alright guys, so went ahead and hooked up some vacuum lines from the brake booster to that port. Like I said, got a cap off for that one, and I ran the regulator to this throttle body flange and just tightened this one down because the hose is kind of a little big. I already ran the fuel out of the filter, got about that much. It seems a little dirty, but not too bad. Mine should be good. The gauge isn't working. I did kind of bust it before I put it in, so that might be why. But I did feel the return line, and it's getting some fluid down there. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and turn it over and see if she fires up. I did also go ahead and get 10 more bucks worth of gas. So let's see, she's pretty low. I said I know we're getting spark, and I'll show you how I know that. Just throw a little ether in there real quick. Throw a little ether in there. And yeah, she'll at least kick in a minute. This is, like I said, this isn't the base map that I made. I don't have the cable for my Hondata, so this is the tune from the old B series. So it might just be the tune, honestly. I can see it wants to fire with that. Yeah, she wants to fire. So honestly, I gotta take a ride. I might go to the garage where the hatch is at and get the cable so I can connect the Hondata and get this bitch started. Cause she wants to go. She wants to go, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that, and I'll make a clip here. You guys can see it's pretty late out, so. Just dropped the phone there by accident, so. Like I said, she wants to crank up. I just gotta go grab that cable out of the hatch so that I can drop the base mat for this car onto the Hondata and hopefully fire her up. So we're gonna get one step closer here and take a break, and we'll be back soon. Alright, so we're back in the car. Got the Hondata hooked up. Got the cord out here with the laptop. Shout out to my buddy Brandon for letting me use the cable. We're gonna go ahead and upload this tune here to the ECU. Upload. So this should be what's going on, guys? So as you can see in the last clip, she runs. It's the next day. It's a little nicer out. I just got back from AutoZone. I put a couple things on the car. Went ahead and got a slave cylinder. Got a correct alternator belt, but it's actually rubbing on the valve cover a little bit. I gotta make a small little adjustment for that so it doesn't tear it. And other than that, I did pick up a clutch line that I'm gonna use for temporary. That I just got a prefab in there to work, and she's pretty much ready for a tune. I would start her up, but like I said, she needs a tune. I'm not the best on the laptop. I can get her fired up and rev her up, but she doesn't want to stay idling. It's probably a little harder with not having an IAC valve too, especially me not really knowing how to tune. Trying to tune without an IAC isn't the easiest. But everything else runs good and works good, so the next video will probably be tackling this control arm, getting the car back on all fours. And now this channel has two cars that both need tunes, so we're definitely be making a move on that, because obviously these cars need to get tuned so we can drive them. So yeah, so definitely making progress in the right direction. And yeah, so it's finally about time that she's alive. And yeah, I did make a couple other changes on the laptop. I can show you guys what she does a little bit. Like I said, she wants to go, but I think I might have some fuel pressure issues mixed with just being a bad base map, so a lot of fuel in that boy. So yeah, we're just gonna leave her alone because I'm not really trying to hurt the motor too much, and I don't want to, you know, mess anything up too much. So just gonna leave the bitch alone and go from there. So like I said, next time you guys saw her, she'd be firing up, and sure enough, she's firing up. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll be coming around with the next one.